forever. Some of them are scary, but some of them are just downright evil. And we're starting with Minecraft's cave system is alive. We all know that Minecraft is home to some of the scariest mobs, but today I'm going to tell you about the scariest one of them all. You see this mob every time you play the game, but you have never noticed it. You hear this mob all the time, but you don't even think about it. What is this mob? It's a freaking Minecraft cave. You might be laughing at me and even typing in the comments, XD Preston, but listen. It might not be like the rest of the mobs in Minecraft, but it is a living and breathing creature. Have you ever noticed something mysterious about caves? The way that they always feel one step ahead, like they're trying to kill you? Do you think there's a coincidence that when you dig down, there's always lava beneath you? No! Or that diamonds are always next to dangerous locations? There must be something else going on here. The caves make a lot of really scary noises like this. Or this. But nothing as scary as what the game files call cave11.ogg. I'm getting goosebumps listening to this. Can you explain to me why a normal cave would ever make that noise? Please tell me what that sounds like. Listen to it again, even slow the clip down by half if you need to. It sounds like breathing. We're not talking about Tanjiro from Demon Slayer. This is actual breathing. The caves in the game of Minecraft are alive and are trying to end the lives of everybody who stepped foot in them. Ravagers are just mutated villagers. Ravagers are one of Minecraft's most dangerous mobs, but have you really ever thought about these creatures? Where did the illagers get them? And more importantly, what are they? With their creepy jaws that look stitched together and their dead eyes? You might just say, well, they're scary. They're in the overworld. But no, stop. Think about it. How come we never see Ravagers in the wild? You'd think someone would find one roaming around, considering that they are one of the largest mobs in Minecraft. You can't miss them. They're the size of an elephant. But that begs the question, how do the illagers have them? Do they have access to a secret biome with dangerous mobs? Or what if they transform animals already found in the game? And since we have no proof of these theories, I had to keep digging, and what I found is now going to haunt me for the rest of my life. If you look at the Ravager, you will start to notice some scarily similar features to someone we held near and dear in our hearts, the Villager. If you look closely, you realize that they have identical eyes and noses. And on top of that, listen to what a Villager sounds like. Now listen to the Ravager. And now we're gonna play those at the same time. Did you notice something eerie? They have the same voice. The only time something like this has ever happened is in Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. I'm not even gonna tell you what happens because if you know, you know, but it's awful. And this was the final straw that led me to my conclusion. Illagers are inhumanely mutating villagers to create their worst enemy, the Ravagers. This would also make sense why Ravagers are friendly to rabbits, because they were originally just a gentle, loving farmer villager before they were turned into a beast. And the scariest thing to top it off, illagers also have the colors of Steve in their mansion. So does that mean they're also trying to mutate Steve? And that's why in the next version of Minecraft, they're releasing new default skins. Herobrine is actually a bounty hunter for justice that only hunts bad players in the game of Minecraft. Most of you know who Herobrine is, but do you know where he came from? Many online say he exists to scare you, or even worse, kill you. But that is not necessarily true. I figured out where Herobrine came from and why he's here. Mojang has barely spoken about him, but I investigated every report on Herobrine. Every person he hunted had one thing in common. They were bad players. Bullies, trolls, you name it. The players trolled people, killed their friends, and even blew up their houses. Like this video if you've ever been trolled by your friends in Minecraft. Since Mojang hadn't banned people until recently, they needed an enforcer on call that could stay fully under the radar. Herobrine was their answer. An assassin that stayed under the radar to do the bidding for good. But he's always seen as the villain. Herobrine punished the bad players and made sure they could never troll or be mean to anyone ever again. The Warden was a king of the ancient world and was also its greatest demise. I've spoken about the Warden before, but I've recently uncovered new information that reveals an entirely different story about the Warden. As we know, the Warden lives in the deep dark, a biome so large, it literally makes you wonder why there's only one that's roaming. The deep dark is the only biome where no mobs can spawn. But why? New information tells us that the Warden was actually once the king of an ancient city that ruled everything beneath our feet. But a rival tribe did not like the Warden deciding what happened in the underworld. And after many years of peace, the rival tribe declared war on an entire Warden tribe. They battled for centuries with no true victor, until one day, the Warden tribe had taken on serious damage and even many fatalities, meaning the evil tribe was not willing to let up. Their hope was fading quick. One Warden knew there was only one way to save his people. He ran out with a white banner, surrendering to the evil mutant mobs in hope that it would save his people. And it worked. Well, kind of. They signed a treaty freeing the remaining Wardens and allowed them to live in peace, except for one. The Warden, who is the reason his people were saved, was cursed to stay and protect his abandoned land for the rest of his life, aka eternity. And anyone who breaks into this now forgotten land will summon this Warden and curse him with the burden to fight them off time and time again. Forever. The Void is an interdimensional portal to the overworld. And here's why. Many believe there is no end to the Void unless you die. Comment if this has ever happened to you. The Void is vast and infinite, which is exactly what Mojang wants you to think. But it's much smaller than you might realize. Everyone knows there's a main way to escape by killing the Ender Dragon, but I found a different way. If you jump into the Void in survival mode, it will kill you before you reach the end. But that isn't necessarily true with the right tweaks. If you give yourself max resistance so you're invincible and jump into the Void, there's a very slim chance you will be teleported to a woodland mansion. The woodland mansion is the key to the entire operation.